Read me a story, Michael. I want to hear more.
When it's Purim. I know it's your favorite story.
It is. I like it.
A ball of dough, a rolling pin. Your favorite filling. Let's begin. Make a circle nice and flat. Pinch 3 corners. Haman's hat.
Oh, no. Haman.
Yeah. Boo. Make enough for everyone. Bake till golden. Cool when done. I like the skunk making that.
Here, show them the skunk.
With the keep on.
Yeah.
Physical book. Fill a basket or a plate. Add a bow to decorate.
Well,
Yay.
there you go.
Family, friends, and teachers too will love these Purim treats from you. There's a little raccoon, Queen Esther.
There you go.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And an owl with the Hamantaschen. So that's
Purim.
Apparently,
right
the story of Purim is
right.
The day the forest animals
get together and eat hamantash.
eat
Well,
cookies.
here's the funny thing about it.
And use groggers that look like axes.
They look like axes. Well, here's what I love about this book is that absolutely none of the animals in the book are halakhically edible.
Right.
They're all unkosher animals.
Right, so they would be our friends.
So they would be our friends because we can't eat them.
Right,
Yes. Right. We would eat hamantash with them.
Shout out to the PJ Library who sent this to my daughter. Thank you very much. It's one of our favorite books.
She loves it. She absolutely
love it.
does. Why you decided to read it to me is beyond.
Oh, it's for Purim.
It's for Purim.
When it's Purim.
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about Purim. So, Purim is a really cool holiday. It's actually one of the 2 rabbinically mandated holidays. It's not part of the,
Along with Hanukkah, Purim is also...
Right.
So innovation.
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess you could say.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And basically, this holiday falls under one of the holiday themes of they tried to kill us, let's eat.
Right.
Like, very, very common thing in the Jewish calendar. It's kind of like, almost like a Mardi Gras. It's like Mardi Gras and Halloween kind of mixed together, but in a really kind of interesting spin.
Mm-hmm. So, Patrick, what is the story of Purim?
Well, I'm glad you asked because I've actually had to write a Purim play, which is a common thing. You have this thing called a spiel. You might have heard people use that term before, but actually it's Purim spiel. And it's like a play that you would do on Purim. Basically, the story of Purim is that the king of Syria wants to have a new wife, and he gets a new wife in a woman named Esther. And long story short, Esther finds out that this evil guy named Haman, who is part of the king's sort of royal court, wants to kill all of the Jews. And Esther has been in disguise. She has been pretending that she isn't Jewish. And towards the end of the story, there's a big plot to save the Jews, allow the Jews to fight against the king's army. And the Jews are on top. The evil Haman character is hung, and life is good. Now, it's a very sort of condensed version of the story. That's why you should read the Book of Esther, so you can actually know what the story is. And I'm a huge fan of going to Megillah readings because it's interactive. It's kind of like a Rocky Horror Picture Show, but like, back in the day.
I love it. What
you do is every time that you say, that the reader says the name Haman, you knock, or you shake your keys, or you boo, or you hiss. And I didn't know where that came from. I thought that was just kind of a heckling thing. But actually, it has an older root. When they used to tell the story, they used to write Haman's name on rocks. And they used to beat the rocks against each other. And the idea was that you were blotting out the evil name of Haman. And now that's kind of transformed as all Jewish stuff over time evolves and sort of moves in different directions. And now we use, noisemakers called groggers. People will stomp or shout or whatever. But it's this idea that you're blotting out this evil name of this person that conspired to kill the Jews.
Right. And the other main mitzvot of the holiday are to send food as gifts to friends.
Right.
Giving charity, tzedakah.
Right.
And eating a festive meal.
Yep.
A lot of people think it's getting blotto. But technically, it's to eat a festive meal.
Right, so. And that's an interesting sort of thing, is that it will say on some websites, it's a mitzvah to drink and all that, and that's not really it. It's a mitzvah to celebrate.
Right.
So that's an important difference. Don't think that getting drunk is part of the deal. Now, for some people it is, and I know I like to party, but it's not a requirement or anything like that. So definitely.
One of the other interesting parts of the holiday is costume wearing.
Yeah, yeah.
And that actually comes from the story behind Purim about God's being hidden.
Right.
And there's no outward manifestation or big flashy miracle, no flood or parting of the sea or pillar of fire. Anything like that. It's God working behind the scenes. And also with the idea that Esther hid her Jewishness. And Mordecai hid his knowledge of all the world's languages. Which allowed him to overhear the plot that Haman was coming up with. And even Haman being mistaken for Mordecai when he led Mordecai through the streets of the capital city. So...
And, one thing that's interesting, you were mentioning God. This is actually the only book that doesn't actually say God's name. And so there's a lot of different ways that people have interpreted that, and some people have said that that's because God is always involved in everything. And so you don't have to say God did this, God did that, because God's involved anyway. And that's kind of a cool lesson for nowadays, because I have people say all the time, like, oh, well, God's not really there. Those are just fake stories, because, God could be throwing down lightning bolts now, or, parting seas or whatever. But this story really shows a very modern way of looking at life, which is that God is behind the scenes, empowering us to do these good things.
And it's through us. That change happens. That people are saved. And and things are fixed. In a way.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Cool. That's about it.
Yeah. So get dressed up. Go to a Megillah reading. It's very important.
Yes.
Have fun. Celebrate. That's the idea. Drink a little bit.
Drink a lot.
Drink too much. I don't know. Just make sure you're not driving. Don't drink and drive.
Not ever.
Ever. Period. But especially on Purim, because don't set yourself up as an example.
So have a good Purim. Everybody, have fun.
Have fun.
And we invite you to tell us how you celebrate Purim.
Yeah, we want to know what your traditions are.
Do you make up your own spiel? Do you have a big meal? I can't think of anything else that rhymes.
Yeah.
Do you give donations? What do you do?
Yeah.
How do you do it? Let us know.
Yeah.
indie.yeshiva@gmail.com, IndieYeshiva.org. Write it up. Send us a video. We want to know.